One power, invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power.
I close my eyes, I open my heart, I'll take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in. I feel the beat that's calling us to rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind, I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. I sing to you, I sing to you, you sing to me, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise, oh rise, spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, oh, rise, rise, spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling out your name. Love's calling. That's why we came. Love's calling, calling out the name. Love's calling. It's why we came. Come on and rise, rise,
Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta. You are that. Such is the nature of life, that all it asks and all it wants is the opportunity to appear. And you are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is. Whoever you are, whatever path brought you here today, please know you are welcomed and celebrated. We know who you are. You are an individualized expression of the divine life that we all live. We are life's opportunity to be unique and wonderful, whatever your ethnic background, religious affiliation, and however you know yourself and describe yourself. You are welcome to become a part of this community in whatever way serves you. We are a strong, open, globally connected community centered on the clarity of principle through teaching, service, and practice. We create a safe and respectful environment that supports healthy spiritual growth. And I'd like to share with you our Declaration of Principles as outlined by our founder, Ernest Holmes.
A few of the Declaration of Principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful.
And so it is. So we have spiritual mind practitioners, and a practitioner is someone who's demonstrated the ability to use spiritual practice and spiritual laws to bring about great changes in their lives. They've also demonstrated that they know how to bring about these changes in others when asked. Licensed by the Centers for Spiritual Living, they are able to help provide you with spiritual guidance and support in these areas where you're looking for assistance. You can get contact information on our website, cslmidtown.org. Today, we have one of our amazing practitioners with us to share good ideas and an affirmative prayer called a spiritual might treatment. Practitioner Emeritus, Norma Roberts. Thanks.
Good morning to all, to everyone here. And because you're here, I'm going to call this day a wonder-filled day. A day that is actually filled with good love, joy, peace, and every good thing for everyone. And thank you, Vance, for that wonderful introduction. You know, Oliver Wendell Holmes said, "The great thing in this world is not so much where we stand as in what direction we are moving." It's vital for us to know that what determines the direction in which we're moving is where we are consistently placing our attention. Because the creative power of the universe is being applied at the point of our attention. And that creative power is operating through our attention as the law of cause and effect. You should know exactly what you desire to create in your life. Concentrate fully on each step as you progress toward the attainment of that desire. If any missteps take place, release them immediately and move forward confidently into taking the next step, picturing into your mind exactly what you desire. In other words, live in the feeling of the attainment of your good here and now by keeping your concentration clearly on each needed step as you progress confidently towards it. In this way, you allow the law of mind to work in your behalf to bring all of your dreams into fulfillment. And now I ask you to prepare yourself for our morning prayer treatment by taking a deep cleansing breath. Close your eyes if you like and accept whatever resonates with you. After our prayer treatment, we will have reflection music. So I just ask you to join me right now in knowing the truth. There is one infinite mind, everywhere equally present, everywhere knowing only its own perfection, knowing the divine pattern of good for itself as each of its individualizations. Therefore, I know that right here, right now, everyone within the sound of my voice reveals their own divine pattern of good as who they think they are. They cannot lose it, they cannot destroy it, they cannot limit it, and through this treatment, they accept it. They know that infinite intelligence desires to do something great by means of them and will do it gloriously and magnificently as they get the little me out of the way. Right here and right now, I declare that God is the isness of my word and the isness of each and every one. I know that spirit needs no healing of any kind under any circumstance or any condition. I therefore consciously direct the law of mind to reveal the truth of spirit as the wholeness and the perfection of everyone. I direct the law to reveal the divine pattern of personal relationships, of self-expression, and of financial abundance of each and every one on time and in order. I consciously direct the law to impel and compel each one to follow their own pattern of good, their own direction of spirit. I direct the law of mind to neutralize, negate, and permanently inactivate all the negatives of human beliefs and all the negatives of the reasoning mind in each one to reveal that right where any negative appear is the good, the true, and the beautiful. I now announce that this word is a law unto which it is spoken. There is nothing anywhere that can deny it or obstruct its operation. Because we walk by faith and not by sight, I am assured of my good, and it does come forth and is made visible and tangible as the experience of each and every one. For this I give great thanks. I release it to the law of mind that can only reveal it is being so. I let it be so, as together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
I spent spent a long time running. I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing
It's like your whole life you've been training for this moment, and when the time comes you just disown it, meaning you just surrender, don't control it, not interested in the clay pots and mold it, or sitting next to the path trying to unfold it, or waiting for the fruits to fall down toward you. Let it go and now you're flowing, feeling quite gorgeous, so you take steps away instead of towards it. What a rush, feeling freedom with nothing to hold. We've been taught that what you touch will always turn to gold, and now we're learning when we let it go it overflows, with no credit to take, cause no credit is home. A higher power working deeper where the seeds are sowed, and when the seeds are true, then they're seeds of gold. But the real gold is joy when life starts to flow, and when it does you just smile cause now you know. I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. Let the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow,
when it grows it grows,
whatever dies will
and when it dies it dies. Come on,
works will
if it works it works.
Whatever flies will
let it fly, let it
whatever
fly.
Fails will fail.
When it fails it
what's
fails.
meant to soar will soar.
When it soars it soars.
I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow.
Let it grow, let it
whatever
grow.
Dies will die.
When it dies it dies.
Whatever works will work.
When it works it works.
Whatever flies
yeah.
will fly.
Let it fly, let it
whatever
fly.
Fails will fail.
When it fails it
what's
fails.
meant to soar will soar.
Come on, let it soar.
I am planting seeds
and nothing more. Nothing more.
You know, when you smile, it just helps someone to know that you're cared about and that you love them.
All right. So it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker this morning. Reverend Dr. Mignonne Pollard is a Centers for Spiritual Living licensed minister of religious science and has been a CSL practitioner for 10 years. She graduated from the Emerson Theological Institute in 2020 and completed additional classes at the Home School of Spiritual Leadership in 2021. She's a staff minister at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento. She teaches CSL certified classes, and she developed workshops on self-love, kicking love addiction, and attaining prosperity through the works of Catherine Ponder. So, welcome, Reverend Pollard. Thanks.
Hi, good morning, CSL Atlanta, and good morning, Vance. Thank you so much for that introduction. It is a good day to be here, and it is my pleasure to be with you, CSL Midtown, Atlanta. And it is my intention this morning to encourage you both individually and as a community on your journey to find a new minister. Well, I love this idea of planting seeds. You know, it's just past the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere, and it's a time for new beginnings. It's a time for transformation. I think it's a time for you to build on the foundation that you have now, that foundation being your life, that foundation being your community. In this springtime era, it's a moment when thoughts and dreams blossom. You know, the ground is thawing from the winter, and we can plant seeds. We can have that miracle of new growth, that miracle of rebirth, that miracle of regeneration, for things to revive. And, you know, this idea of reviving and rebirth and growing, it's celebrated all around the world at this time during these weeks in March. In India, they celebrate Holi, which is a festival of colors where they throw color spices on one another and they laugh and they dance all through the streets celebrating that. In the early Nordic European nations, the predecessor to Easter was the celebration of Ostara, and that was the goddess. And with eggs, they celebrate with eggs and with bunny rabbits. And in Iran, they celebrate something called Nowruz, which is the new year. It's the Persian New Year, but it means new day. And like I said, Easter is our Christian tradition, and Hanami is in Japanese. It's the return of the cherry blossoms. In Diwali is a festival of lights, which at this time is celebrated in Australia. There's a celebration in Spain, which I think is very interesting. It's called Fallas. And Fallas means torches. And so it's a night of dancing and burning large structures, and it's connected to Saint Joseph, the father of Jesus, and the patron saint of workers. And in the Jewish tradition, Passover. And there is a Sakram water festival in Thailand. You know, the seasons change in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, the Igbo people of Africa celebrate something called a yam festival during this time. But all of these celebrations are a way of marking change, a way of marking a new beginning, an opportunity to begin again. So the spiritual principle that I'm working with this morning is oneness. That we are living, breathing, individualized expressions of the one. We're not separate from God. God is all that we are. We are not all that God is, but God is all that we are, because each of us is an individual expression of God. We're not separate from one another. We live and breathe and have our being in an infinite field of energy, an energy that, according to my beliefs, bends towards the good. And it's an invisible field of unlimited possibilities. So the way we interact with this field is through our consciousness, through the intentional use of the law of cause and effect, through affirmative prayer. And that is stating your desire, knowing that your desire is already done. And that is one way of setting your intentions. And when you set your intention and you do it in that highly focused state of oneness and you drop into your heart, there is a deep feeling of connectedness. So in the season of setting intentions, of planting gardens, I know some of you out there are starting to plant your gardens now and nourish your dreams, hopefully. So what is an intention? What does it mean? Well, I have to go back to Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer wrote a book, The Power of Intention. And the common definition, he says, is that It is a determination to produce a desired result. So that's sort of the dictionary, a determination to produce a desired result. But he points out in this book, The Power of Intention, that Carlos Castaneda wrote this. He said, intent is a force that exists in the universe. And when sorcerers, those who live of source, beckon intent, it comes to them and it sets up a path for attainment. So Wayne says, imagine that intention is not something you do, but rather a force that exists in the universe as an invisible field of energy, a field that is everywhere all around us. And we interact with that field through our conscious awareness. So I just want to take a minute and talk about this idea of intentional manifestation, using the analogy that many of you have already heard, the seed, the soil, and the plant. We believe that the seed is the idea, it's the desire, it's that inclination, that direct revelation from source that expresses as your desire, as my desire. The soil is that mysterious place where things go. It's our consciousness. It's our awareness of consciousness. It's our subconscious. It's the place where these ideas take root before they emerge in the physical universe as the plant. So I just want to take a minute and talk about the soil. So when the soil is good and when the idea is accepted in your mind, then that idea takes root. You know, I know that when we talk about this, we spend a lot of time talking about the idea, the seed, or the outcome, the plant. But I just want to spend, like I said, a little time talking about the consciousness. So if your consciousness is the soil, then we need to tend to the soil. You need to have, when you're planting out there, I don't know about you, but I go to Lowe's or Home Depot and I get the extra nutrients to sort of boost up my soil so that my flowers will come out beautiful. I try to make my soil nutrient rich. If the soil is not nutrient rich, if the soil is on rocky ground, then your seed can't grow. And if the soil is your consciousness, taking that further, if the soil is your consciousness, it's important for you to have a fertile ground upon which to plant your intentions. Now, in 400 BC, Xenophon said, and that's that first quote, Xenophon said, to be a successful farmer, one must first know the nature of the soil. So what is the nature of the soil where you are planting your intention? If in your consciousness, if in your awareness, you cannot accept an idea or a gift or even a new path, if you can't accept it, then you won't be successful in that endeavor. So let me give you an example. I remember listening to Reverend Michael Beckwith at one time, and he always says, you know, people come to him about manifestations and everybody's like, I want to be a multimillionaire. I want to be a multimillionaire. But, you know, in their bank account, they might have like $5,000 or $500 or $5. It just depends on the day. Anyway, that's another story. So if your consciousness, so let's say you want to be a multimillionaire. That's your intention. I want to be a multimillionaire. And if your consciousness can't handle, say, $50,000 in your bank account, then how can you become a multimillionaire? So Michael Beckwith encourages people to build that muscle, to build up to that thing that you would like. You have to work up to the space where you can accept whatever it is you like and make it welcome. Accept it and make it welcome. So after you state your intention, lean into it, feel into it. Take a step in the direction of your dreams. I love it when Mary Manny Morrissey says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams, quoting Henry David Thoreau. And then the universe will conspire to bring all that you need to meet you. Just take that one step in that direction. That's the key to successful manifestation. Because what we focus on, like practitioner Norma said, what we focus on grows. So only focus on what you desire. It's easy to say focus on the good. It's easy to say that, but it's human nature to slip into thoughts of doubt and worry, or exactly the opposite of what we want. But here's where it gets real. I believe that manifesting things, money, jobs, the relationship, I call that like Science of Mind 101. Now, Science of Mind 101 is not bad. I do believe that we need to make demonstrations so that we know that the law works. But I think that as you grow in this teaching, your desires change. As you grow in your understanding of the world, you may want to focus more on spiritual qualities instead of money or cars or careers. Your intention might just be to know spirit at a deeper level. Your intention might just be to feel the presence in your everyday life. Your intention, especially at times like now, might be to live and to work in peace and harmony, to emulate those God qualities. Especially now when you get all of the chatter from the world. But what I want to say is that the world has always been chattering. And we know that we have to create that world, the world that we want to live in, from the inside out. So your intention may shift to living and working in peace and exhibiting more qualities in your life. And Rhonda Bryan, who's the filmmaker that made The Secret, I love what she says. She says that you create your future with the power of your intention. Intention is simply the conscious act of determining your future now. So if you intend, I say, if you intend to be in this world, you can be in this world, but like the Bible says, be in this world, but not of this world. And I love it when Emma Curtis Hopkins quotes the Bible and she says, judge not by appearances, but by rightful. And now it just went away. But anyway, Emma Curtis Hopkins says, judge not by appearances, but by righteous judgment, came back. And if you hold these intentions to create a world that reflects peace and harmony, it's got to come back to you. And if you judge, don't judge the falderall. I don't know what to call it. The falderall that's going all around you. Don't look at it. If you believe, as I believe, that whatever all the falderall that's going, no matter what it's happening, it's an intention and we're moving towards the good, because if you have this belief, you believe in this system, we believe that whatever's happening, no matter what it looks like on the outside, that it's going to move us towards a higher and better good. Now, here's the thing about intentions, and I love this. You can plant intentions individually, and you can watch things happen. You can see those manifestations in your life. And I know probably everyone here has something they can point to and say, oh yeah, I was a conscious creator of. And whether you care or not, the law works whether you're paying attention to it or not. So the law works regardless. It's always working. But I like this idea of becoming a conscious creator. And Lynn McTaggart, I don't know, many of you may know her. She has started a lot of New Thought communities. She has started a group, and they're pretty much an intention group, but she calls it sort of a prayer group, because when we pray, we state affirmatively what we want, and that's sort of the power of intention. And those groups are called the Power of 8. I don't know if you have a Power of 8 in your community or now, but these groups, this Power of 8 groups, they set an intention for a person, or they can set an intention for a country, or they can set an intention for whatever type of healing. And then when 8 people get together, and she said it was just happenstance about that number, that they magnify that energy, and the energy goes into the field and it is magnified. So I know that some of the studies she's shown in her books, The Intention Experiment or The Field and The Power of Eight. She has like 7 books. So one of the studies that she's shown in that is that she created a group of folks. This wasn't The Power of Eight. This was a large studio audience, a large workshop. And they intentionally set an intention on war-torn areas. And they said that war-torn area, after a few days of them setting an intention and holding that space, knowing where they are, that peace is possible. That peace did break out. Now, they also set intention in a place where water was contaminated. And as they worked on that, the water became not contaminated. But the one time where they really have the data to prove that this wasn't just circumstance, it wasn't just synchronicity, is in St. Louis, where they set an intention. They took the most violent place at that time, it was a few years ago, and they focused on setting an intention of peace and harmony. And then they took a specific neighborhood and set their intention on that neighborhood. And studies showed that that neighborhood had a decrease in violent crimes, a decrease in the turbulence of the area. Now, I was and so after that, after she did these large experiments, she decided to break it down, and she came up with this Power of 8 group, right? And I know I'm in a Power of 8 group, and the Power of 8 group that I am in is a group of CSL ministers, and we get together weekly, and we pray, we set our intentions for our organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, and for our home office staff. And we just want to hold them up and hold them in the light and know the strength of our organization. So we do that every Monday, and things change and things work, and our organization is navigating a lot of change, like every organization is after the pandemic, right? So we're really holding the best and the highest for all of our leaders and all of our ministers. But even before I joined that group of the Power of 8, I did what I'm going to say is the most California thing I have ever done, because I'm a native Floridian. But I joined a group founded by a guy named Tony Burrows, and it was called Intenders of the Highest Good. Now, these intenders of the highest good, we didn't limit how many people could come. Sometimes we were 20, sometimes we were 30, sometimes we were 50. And we consciously got together for the sole purpose of raising the vibration of Earth to a vibration of love. And I met all types of people who came together to hold these intentions, not to force anything to happen, but just to be ready for things to happen. And it was absolutely wonderful. We held visions for plants, for animals, for our oceans, for our nation. We held individual intentions. And yes, we stood in a circle, held hands, and I'm sure we looked like the Who's from Whoville as we calibrated a vibration using the sound Om. And it's really, really powerful to have a lot of people take that Om from all the way up to all the way down, and really just holding that energy, tapping into that field of energy of love. So just to give you a sense of what that was like, and how you can do that, and also in honor of this springtime season, I want to share with you the type of attention we held in the Intenders of the Highest Good. And we had a vision for plants. So here's our vision for plants. We see a world where we all, as a regular routine, stop and smell the flowers along the way, where in those sweet, simple moments together with the plants and the trees, we come to know that we are alive and wanting to share their messages of love with us. We come to know that they are alive and wanting to share their messages of love with us, and where they actually help us learn more about the depth of love we are capable of experiencing. We envision a world where mankind is now trusted by the plant kingdom because we have stopped burning and harming them in unloving and unconscious ways. Instead, we honor the plants, we honor the trees, we thank them for the food that they provide for us. We thank them for the shelter that they give to us. We thank them for the beauty that they embody and share with all who pass by. And now we live in total harmony with plants, with trees, with flowers, as well as their invisible counterparts, because we have learned to love and care for them without reservation. And in loving us in return, they have opened up and helped us to enhance our ability to see their true essential nature. With their help, we see their auras and their subtle emanations all around them. And we cross the new threshold into a new dimension because plants have helped to show us the way. Plants have helped to show us the way. So, like I said before, there are documented studies that show that when a group of people come together and hold an intention, that you can impact and affect change. And, I just want to kind of throw in there, I believe that your visioning sessions for your new minister, you are setting your intentions. You are leaning into the feeling that you want to create, looking at, envisioning the type of community that you want to be in and holding that space of love. And I'm sure there are way more than 8. So that powerful intention can only bring good, can only bring love, can only bring the right exact person to this community. So you can change the world, and you can set that intention for yourself. You can set that intention by yourself. But let's walk into that place of selfless giving and hold intentions for the world that you'd like to see. And what they've said is that when you do that altruistic thing, that thing where you are not thinking really about yourself, but you're thinking about someone else, there have been documented testimonies of people saying, I wasn't thinking about me, I was thinking about, Mikey over there, and holding the attention for Mikey, and my life got healed, because it's that unconditional love. It's in that field of love. It's in that place of wholeness. It's in that place of oneness that you're moving from. So as you go deeper into your spiritual practice, you become an intentional creator. And those people who are the most successful people in life, they set intentions. They use intentions like a compass for the direction of their lives. And so the final quote from Oprah Winfrey, who is one of the most successful people, she did this at an interview at Stanford Graduate School. She says, I don't do anything without being fully clear about why I intend to do it, because the intention is going to determine the reaction, the result, or the consequence in every circumstance, in every circumstance. So my challenge to you is to get up each day, say for the next week, and set an intention. Do it for about a week. See if your life changes. See how it changes. Because when you deliberately get up and set the tone for the day, and when you deliberately get up, take time to go inside and get in touch with what you really desire. And when you're not driven by the forces and the media and the messages of the world, when you're driven from the inside out, absolute miracles happen, and miracles can happen in your day. Absolutely. Now, I know you're probably like, Mignonne, but bad things happen. Bad things happen out there in the world. Yes, they do. But out there in the world, as I said, is not outside of us, because it's all one. And sometimes when things aren't going well or we're not feeling well, we might do a spiritual bypass. We might say all is well or everything is fine, or, and we know, no, it ain't. I'm sorry. No, it ain't fine. Okay. Sometimes it's not fine. But this is what I suggest. Or sometimes you feel like it's not fine because we're judging by appearances, right? But I love what Marianne Williamson suggested. She actually suggested that we use the newspaper to build our prayer list. So I'm going to take that one step further, or really incorporate it into this idea of intentions, right? That we use the newspaper, we use that news that's circulating out there to build our intentions for the world. We can intend for a world that we want to see. And when we fall into moments of despair or confusion, we can shift our vibration. We can focus on what we want. We can turn to and hold on to gratitude. We can be grateful for what we already have. We can be grateful for the ability to gather together in groups and to create intentions. We can be grateful for the fact that the law works all the time, without a doubt. You know, we're surrounded by this energy, and it moves and expands. And like I said, I believe it moves towards love. It moves towards goodness. So we can hold on to this idea. We can intend for more love and for more care in this world. And the more of us that do it, the more we raise that vibration, it can only come to be for everyone, everyone. So in this moment, now is the time, the season for renewal and revival. It's the return of the sun, the blossoming of the flowers. It's a reminder that we can use this moment as a reset time. It's a reset moment. We can set the intentions for our individual lives, and we can move in that direction of our hopes and dreams. But we can also become conscious creators and set the intention that we want out there in the world. You know, Ernest Holmes, every single time, reminded us this one thing: there is a power in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. We can tap into a field of infinite possibilities, of infinite potential, by stating our intentions, by feeling our intentions, by tilling the soil of our consciousness to accept our good, and by joining others in either a power of 8 circle or an intender circle. You know, we can bring more good into this world. You want to know what you can do? You can bring more good in this world just by putting that energy out. That energy has to come back. We can set our intentions each day as a renewed spiritual practice. So it's a time right now to plant your intentions and to watch it grow. So let's take this message into prayer. Just really quickly. I know that there is only one God, only one energy in this universe, and it is the energy of love. It is the energy that moves towards the good, and this good and this love is filled up in my life. It is all that I am. It is all that each and every other person that is listening to my voice, it is what they are, the individualized expression of love of God out there in the world. And I speak my word that we can use our minds, that we can tap into this infinite potential, that we can tap into this loving field and create this beautiful world of peace, of love, of harmony. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this teaching. I'm grateful for this knowledge. I'm grateful for each and every person that comes together to lift the vibration of the world. I am so grateful, and I am so thankful. And I'm grateful and thankful that CSL Midtown Atlanta finds the exact and perfect match. And the community thrives. Yes, yes, yes. And I release this word into the law, and together we say, and so it is. So it is.
So it is. Thank you, Reverend Mignonne. Wow. Wow. So now we go into our time for conscious giving. So with me, you can donate online at cslmidtown.org/donate or scan the QR code on your screen. And we appreciate your support for our center and everything we're doing. The bringing these speakers, giving us the opportunity to vision co-creation process for what our new minister, what our vision for our future is going to be. So with that, say with me, I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So a couple of announcements. I thank Norma Roberts for being our practitioner this morning. And our speaker next week is Reverend Christine Green. She's the one that's been leading us in our co-creation process. We started yesterday with a bunch of people in the congregation, and next week we've got Friday evening and Saturday for the specialized team that we're going to use to help us with that process. And then Sunday, she's going to talk about what the results of that are and our covenant. So look forward to seeing you there then. And right after this now, we've got a discussion with Reverend Mignonne Pollard on Zoom. So if you would join us over on the Zoom, if you're able to, that would be fantastic. And go to CSLMidtown.org, scroll down to the Zoom link, click on the Zoom link, and use the passcode to get in if you're not already there. All right, so let's say our affirmation of life. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me. And so it is. Have a great week.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all that I have. Hey! Oh yeah. Grateful. I just say I am so grateful every day for all I have. Every day. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all I have. Every day I say it. Grateful. How I'm grateful. Every day. Oh yeah. I am so grateful. Oh yeah. I'm so grateful. 'Cause I accept and I receive. I am so grateful. Oh yes, I am. I am. I am so grateful. Hey. Grateful. I just count my blessings. Grateful. I just count my blessings.
There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and